Today on X-Play, taking the M rating to a whole new level in Evil Dead Regeneration.
Come get some.
Destroying public property in Burnout Revenge. And what the hell is Big Mutha Truckers 2? Yeah, there are two of them.
Doggy!
It's game time. Available in slimming fall fashions, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Hello and welcome to X-Play, the show that judges things.
And today we'll be lobbing snarky, critical hand grenades at 5 new games.
Yes, from the explosive fury of Burnout Revenge to the gory return of Ash in Evil Dead Regeneration. We'll be telling you what to buy and what to avoid, like a Jennifer Lopez movie.
Those are bad. Also on today's show, we'll be reviewing the game we voted Best Handheld of E305, Trauma Center. It's the game that makes excising polyps fun.
And we'll turn a critical eye to a game called, God forgive me, Big Mutha Truckers 2.
Yes, due to the overwhelming demand of Mutha Truckers everywhere, there's a sequel. As you can probably tell, our expectations are very high.
And after years of game reviews, I can only say that sometimes a title does say it all. In this case, that title is Beat Down Fist of Vengeance. I'm gonna guess there's punching in it.
I'll go with that. But we begin with the latest edition of one of our favorite driving games of all time, Burnout. Here's our preview of Burnout Revenge.
Push past your fear. Push past anything that holds you back. Be reborn from a lightless lair of racing games. Push your features through the windshield and feel the air you need to breathe, now carving a maniac's grin on the soft tissue of your face. But to begin again, you must first be annihilated. Welcome to Autoerotica. Burnout is yet again reborn, reincarnated for the 4th time in Burnout Revenge. Think takedown to the extreme. Revenge naturally drags the best elements of takedown along for the ride. And oh, what a ride. It's faster and blossoms with more blistering blooms of ballistica than ever. Every challenge type has been reworked, overhauled, and tuned to an auto-incinerating level of joy. The game now includes a revenge challenge. If somebody has cojones to take you down, it's up to you to repay the favor for extra points. The more cleverly you serve this cold dish to your rage-hungry revenge rival, the better your just desserts. The game space has also been torn to increase its interactivity and expanse. Shortcuts abound, allowing you to penetrate seedy alleys, cobblestone quietudes, sedimentary-soaked scenic routes, and breath-relieving launches into the sky wide open. The effect is immediately jarring to your gaming senses. When you swap your wide-open track for a shoot of intermittent light and obstacle-strewn chaos, your heart beating will quickly remind you that this may not be the way to Grandma's house. But remember, kids, all roads do not lead to Rome. Crash has also been upgraded and returns as a much more challenging mode. It's no longer simply slaying socially slumbering plebes as they somnambulistically waste their worthless lives in circuit board traffic jams. Targeting is much more advanced for maximum point accrual. There's also a boost option that's extremely tricky to operate based on the terrain. Too soon, slow start, or stall. Hold too long and it's boom, boom, out goes your lights as your engine explodes. There is also a target car mixed in with the automotive muddle, which garners you extra points. And dig the upgraded crash breaker. More fun than a baby shower in Basra. Here, anything in your way isn't for long. You score by hurtling into as many innocent bystander cars as you encounter. But beware as you bully, for there's obstacles that are just dying to meet you. New cars and maps that more closely resemble the nervous system make Burnout Revenge a title your subconscious just has to have. Look for it in the fall. The paparazzi is gaining on us. Faster, Henri. Faster. Dodie, are we going too fast?
Yes, Princess, we are.
Sometimes jokes are in bad taste. and that's why we don't air in Britain.
Why, they have Benny Hill. Of course, few things are as tasteless or as profitable as games based on crass cultural stereotypes. And thus, another big Mutha Truckers game has been released.
What of the truckers who go to the opera? What of the truckers who read Proust while their rig's on cruise control? What of the truckers who wrote a thesis on Eastern philosophy in the films of Jim Jarmusch? Well, you shan't find them in this game.
Instead, you'll find only Big Mutha Truckers. Actually, Big Mutha Truckers 2. Here's the review.
Poor people.
Well, howdy.
Why do we never get weary of giving a clown shoe kick to the financially retarded? Is it because they talk funny?
Well, howdy, cousin.
Is it their endearing lack of sexual restraint?
Oh, she really loved that pole.
Who knows? But one thing's for sure. If you've got 20 bucks and love worn-out social stereotypes, your game is pulled up in the back alley and is farting and giggling for you to come out and play.
Do you know where Buzz Spangler buys his cream?
Big Mutha Truckers 2 is brimming with the idiotic character-driven sleight of hand that makes you think that the cutscenes are trying to hide something.
Welcome to the Viper's Nest, Miss Jackson.
They are. This game blows.
I gotta let these losers see I'm in town and how cool I am.
The backstory, thankfully, kills you quickly. Ma, who kind of resembles an animated goiter, has found herself hooked up in the Husko, and it's up to her nearly retarded family to free her. In yet another storyline masterstroke of originality, you must track down the jurors that will eventually judge Mama and convince them to vote the bulbous matriarch's way.
How much for you to find Ma Jackson not guilty?
That's pretty much it. No matter if you choose this game or that guy, but if you change characters, their dialogue changes in cutscenes.
I was wondering if maybe we could talk about the way he was gonna vote.
How's that for a diverse gaming universe?
Batting those eyelids and wiggling those hooters at me ain't gonna work.
There's a map, in case you're lost, that lays out the land of naught that describes different types of consumers. You'll stop at different stories to load up on loads of wacky products and determine those values based on each of the city's needs. Some folks like drugs.
Word.
Some folks like champagne.
Fixing cars was work for peasants.
Some people like whatever.
I guess it's kind of far out that you've, overcome the obstacles to abundance in your life.
Get the load to the right loser and you'll have the jury bribe money faster than cold medicine sells out in Macedonia.
Word.
The driving routes are yawningly short and the truck handles, well, I guess like a truck. The trailer drifts a lot, enabling you to take out oncoming adversaries and innocents alike. Offending smugglers are always trying to steal your load, and you'll have to have a hand on your Jake brake to peel them off.
All right!
UFOs, always good for a laugh. Show up for a quick foray into game diversion. An Area 51 level shows up as another thing that belongs in a 20-buck game that salutes the dreams of morons.
Your attempt at seduction won't work on me because I'm immune.
The level comes complete with a strange diner and Siamese Dorothy twins who will give your mama a positive verdict for a positive augmentation to the infant fuel pump area of the female form.
How much life will improve when we get our breast implants?
There's loads of mini-games that enhance tedium, further fatiguing any rhythm you might develop thinking of the title as a driving game. This game hates hippies.
I don't believe in covering up my natural musk.
This game thinks Latinas say the darndest things.
So, you buying or you selling?
And God bless those poor idiots who just derive joy from the silliest things.
Okay, give me 3 ideas.
You wish. As we hand this game an entry form for the Special Olympics, we mutter a 2.
Word.
Out of 5.
Woo-wee!
Let's be honest, did you really expect more than a 2 out of 5 for a game called Big Mutha Truckers?
If you did, I have a console called the Phantom I'd like to sell you.
Up next, with a title like Beatdown, Fists of Vengeance, you pretty much know what to expect. Just released from their electronic ankle cuffs, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Goodbye, house arrest. Hello, unhindered movement.
Welcome back to X-Play, the show that isn't afraid to judge a game by its title.
Yes, with a name like Beatdown, Fists of Vengeance, there are a few things we can infer about the next game.
1, it involves punching.
2, the punching is a result of someone seeking revenge.
And 3, our review is probably going to mock it. Here's our verdict on Beatdown, Fists of Vengeance.
It's time. Time for Capcom to grace us with their latest beat-em-up adventure, Beatdown, Fists of Vengeance. But it's not just a button-mashing slugfest. Oh no! It's an RPG, too. Your role in this torrid tale is as a mafia thug framed for the massacre of rival mobsters. From there, you'll clear your name by beating the living crap out of everyone responsible, and everyone else who happens to be in your general vicinity. There are 5 characters for you to choose from, but they're only marginally different. As you explore Los Sombros, you'll cross fists with street hoods, police force comprised entirely of Sam Jackson, and this Wolverine knockoff.
Show me your purest form.
But before you take on the whole underworld by yourself, you've got to disguise yourself with some new clothes.
What's up?
Can someone tell this guy that if you're wearing a shirt with a raven on it and your name is Raven, it doesn't count as a disguise? Well, that's not any better. Is that your halter top of vengeance? Never mind. Cross-dressing aside, the real reason you're playing Beatdown is for the beatdowns. Although with a name like Beatdown, combat has surprisingly little depth. Your enemy cycles through the 3 moves he knows, and more often than not, you'll defeat him using only the punch button. Add to it that some rounds last only seconds, and you can see why the fisticuffs are less than compelling.
Takes balls to come out and say that.
Well, thank you. When you slap Sally around, his pride meter will drop enough for you to negotiate with him. You have the option of beating the bloody hell out of your opponent, or recruiting that broken man into your own personal army.
All right.
I just broke your will. You could at least sound interested. Each fight is usually followed by a period of not doing much of anything. The game strives for a free-roaming feel, but you're often the only person around. If you're feeling lonely, you can just call up one of your buddies.
Hola.
Yo.
Yo! As the body count grows, you'll gain experience and level up. Like regular RPGs, you talk to the populace to learn what to do. Sometimes this means cycling through 45 or so pages of silent dialogue. I'm not kidding.
Takes balls to come out and say that.
The characters are detailed and look quite nice in the gritty urban-themed environments. Sadly, the price of nice graphics appears to be an overflowing chalice of load screens. The mix of RPG and beat-em-up is intriguing, but when you're a fighting game that doesn't know how to throw a punch, there's not much we can do for you.
Show me your purest form.
My purest form is hitting Beatdown Fists of Vengeance with a 2 out of 5.
You got balls, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and don't you forget it.
You know something? There's something about the sight of a grown man in a purple halter top beating people to death is oddly comforting.
Have you taken your medication today?
No.
Coming up, fun with tumors in trauma center under the knife. I hate myself for introducing Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to X-Play, where negativity is just a state of being.
This spring, Adam and I went to E3, the biggest video game convention in the world. And while we were there, we gave out a lot of awards.
Including the award for Best Handheld of E3, which we gave to a surgery sim called Trauma Center Under the Knife.
Now, we've finally gotten a chance to play the whole game from start to finish. Did it live up to its bloody promise? Find out when we review Trauma Center Under the Knife for the Nintendo DS.
Finally, our prayers have been answered. At the top of X-Play's wish list for what game we'd love to see, 2 words have always come to mind. Tumor removal. And now we can remove all the cancerous tumors we want, not to mention lacerations and polyps. Yum! Such is life when you're in Trauma Center Under the Knife. With the help of the latest in surgical equipment, the DS Stylus, Trauma Center shows us the proper way to perform surgery, video game style. Sure, it seems inconceivable, but what do I know? I'm a television personality, not a doctor, but I can play one on the DS. The bottom screen contains all the heavy action, the cutting, the tumors, the stitching, all the juicy stuff.
Good job, Dr. Styles.
But the top screen, that's where the real action goes down. When you're tired of saving virtual lives, check out the best storyline this side of Marissa and Ryan of Newport Beach. It's time for another trip to Trauma Center Under the Knife. With Dr. Derek Stiles, the young doctor with a dream. Nurse Angie Thompson, she hates Derek. But why? Nurse Mary Fulton, the loyal nurse with a secret crush. Dr. Greg Kasai, the veteran doctor with the heart of gold. And Dr. Douglas Ross, the sexiest pediatrician in Chicago. As the storyline continues, the procedures get more and more difficult, so you'll have to think fast and talk fast. One slip and the patient's deader than Nah, it's too easy. Let's move on. If things get too tough, you have that special gift, a shining, if you will, that gives you the healing touch. Yes, you've got the touch. You've got the power. Draw a mystical star and slow down time. Sounds like Freemasonry. And now it's time for X-Play's Conspiracy Theory of the Week.
Here's the real trauma. Doctors get samples of pills from drug companies. Doctors give the samples to naive patients. Naive patients get hooked, just the way the government wants you, making for one drug-out America. If you don't think Eddie Murphy was involved in this, government's already got to you.
That was X-Play's Conspiracy Theory of the Week. Trauma Center Under the Knife is probably not a game that will be used in medical schools as a teaching tool. Not counting Mexico, of course. And sure, the storyline can go on longer than a Leno monologue. But who doesn't like playing doctor? Trauma Center Under the Knife gets 4 pancreatic tumors out of 5.
Yes, instead of games that glorify random violence, here's a game that teaches America's youth to save lives and studies surgical techniques so that one day they can be sued for medical malpractice.
I love games with tumors in them.
And I love watching Divorce Court, but you don't see me talking about it on TV.
Oh, tumors.
Divorce Court.
Up next, gore galore in Evil Dead Regeneration.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Warning, this program contains Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
And believe me, there can be no stronger warning than that.
Welcome back to X-Play. In the history of horror films, only one low-budget classic has made us laugh as much as it made us scream.
We speak, of course, of Evil Dead 2, the film that launched the careers of Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi and gave sinister meaning to the phrase, groovy, baby.
Now, there's a video game sequel to the Evil Dead series, and Lord, we hope it's better than the last Evil Dead game.
Here's a review of Evil Dead Regeneration.
A scary POV camera can mean only one thing. Bruce Campbell is back to give our lives meaning again.
Well, ain't this a kick in the pants?
Ash rise one more time in Evil Dead Regeneration.
If that's how you want it, come get some.
And get some they do. Ash has since been committed to an insane asylum for the crime of being crazy. That and killing a cabin full of people, or so the authorities think. Pretty soon, the old Necronomicon Ex Mortis rears his skin-bound head and opens a portal to the nether regions. Ash's quality of life just goes down from there. I am not cleaning that up. You'll blast skeletons, puppy dogs, and kitchen chairs. Real scary. Ooh, furniture. You'll quickly notice Evil Dead Regeneration has only a life bar to worry about. No ammo count, no stamina reading. Hell, Ash barely reloads.
You don't say.
You just pull the trigger and let lead do what lead does best. As the plot thickens, Ash's lawyer is in danger on the side of the road somewhere, and a dead midget is the key to saving the world. That's right, I said dead midget.
What is your malfunction, Shrimp? Quit pole dancing on my leg.
As cool as Ash is, there are some places he just can't go. That's where Sam comes in. Sam isn't very powerful, but he's got a few other tricks up his sleeve. And because he's already dead, you can't kill him. At least not for good.
You don't say.
Along the way, Ash will gain new appendages and the ability to Hulk out into a bulging, crazy, evil Ash. Bruce Campbell, smash!
With each enemy you destroy, you will strengthen the evil within you.
Gaming culture tells me to kill, 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 but the giant ghost face says violence is wrong. I am so confused. Evil Dead Regeneration looks, average.
You know, I bet you'd be some kind of a knockout if you traded in the granny wear for thigh-high stockings and a bra that pushed up your yams.
The controls are about what you'd expect, and no one is going to play this one for its platforming prowess. Oh! Even though you get a few mini cutscenes for particularly cool finishing moves, the only thing going on in this game is the eradication of endless cannon fodder. But hey, it's got Bruce Campbell.
I eat evil for breakfast and danger for dinner, so spread the word.
When there's a giant portal of hell threatening the existence of all that is holy, this is the Evil Dead game to grab.
You don't say.
Of course, that's because all the other ones suck. Bruce, we love you, baby, but Evil Dead Regeneration only earns 3 work sheds. Out of 5.
Bruce Campbell.
He just phones it in, doesn't he?
Yeah, but that's how he always does it, because Bruce Campbell has the best phone out there.
I need one of those phones. But the good news is, it's better than the last Evil Dead game. The bad news is the last Evil Dead game was horrible.
It really was horrible.
Yeah.
Now, some of you are probably overwhelmed by all this talk of evil, but we have our first uplifting, listen here, uplifting religious X-Play viewer mail ever. It's uplifting and religious.
Today's email is from Mikhail.
Mikhail writes, "What's up, X-Play? Do you know that Jesus died for you? The wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life. When does the Nintendo Revolution come out?" Well, we don't know when the revolution is going to come out.
Maybe next year. Maybe the year after that.
Hopefully before the rapture.
I hope.
So that you get a chance to play it.
Yeah.
Before the big ball of light and stuff. Thanks, Mikhail.